Okay, hello everybody. So, hope there's not an echo, but today I'm gonna do this stream of this indie game I found. Hold on, let me just fix that a little bit. Um, I found this indie game on itch.io, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that out there. Okay, it was first time on my first time on camera on this app, so I'm just gonna start. Okay. Um, as we all know, or most of the people know, I'm not that great at like playing games and whatnot. Let me turn this down. Okay, I'm not that great at games, but a lot of indie games are pretty dope. So I'm just gonna stream it. Okay. All right. Are you awake? Yeah. Is it because of me? I hope I didn't scare you. What? What made you say that? Oh, sometimes I seem to have that effect on people. Let's see. You're too funny to be scary. Oh. Are you awake? Oh. We are alone in the room? Oh. Okay. Where he is. I heard noise coming from upstairs. You better go check that out. Oh, shoot. Maybe he's up there. Really? I heard the voice of a girl as well. Oh, better leave him alone. And I don't think he's alone. That's not good. Girl, there's someone else here. I have to like stop this echo real quick. Hold on. Okay. Okay, I don't know if that like sounds gonna work at all. But let's keep going. Alright. Um, a girl? Or there's someone else here? Well, yes. I'm gonna keep going because that was unnecessary. Is she the owner of this house? Or was she lost in a blizzard too? I don't know. I think I'd be more concerned that somebody in the house that I didn't know there was somebody in the house with. Okay. I, I'm not sure. Why is he up there with her? And no, why is she up there with him? I got the impression it's some kind of romantic interlude. It is a presumption, but I'm somewhat certain. I mean, why would it bother him? You know what? We'll just, that doesn't bother you? Well, I can't really see why it's any of my business. I mean, exactly. I just thought, yeah. I don't want to be on this side of things. Okay. I just thought you and he. Never mind. Okay, this person is nosy. Okay. It's just that, or this. This may not be the best time, but. Screw it. There's something I always wanted to tell you, Sarah. I've been trying to tell you this forever, Sarah. There's something I always wanted to tell you. Yeah. Am I picking for each person? That was confusing me a little bit. Okay. Let me just do something real quick because I can't. I don't even know. We'll go with it. I don't know if anybody's like in my chat or anything, but let me know if you hear an echo, or if you don't, let me know. Okay. So something they're trying to tell this person. Let's just be optimistic. I'm not Sarah. Excuse me? Startle you. Is there actually a voiceover? Voice a little bit louder. Man, let's hope so. Man, startle me. Let me get my flashlight. Oh, hello. You look like Vanessa Hudson. Tony goes, okay. Hello? Before you say anything, I know, do you? I know how strange it must seem. Me, uninvited, sit next to you in the dark while you're sleeping. Yeah, that's pretty creepy. But if you would please allow me a moment to explain. I guess. I ain't got nothing better to do. Thank you. I'm not taking my eyes off you. My name is Aaron. And I'm from around here. I spend all my time outdoors. But I guess I was wandering a little too long this time. My computer is about to go bananas. Alright, this blizzard was upon me before I even realized. I need this out of my ear. Before I even realized, in the darkness, I somehow stumbled across this old house. No one answered when I knocked. But the door opened when I did, and I let myself in. Under the circumstances, I don't think the owners would mind. I didn't think the owners would mind. Oh, really? Really? I heard the stories. I heard the sounds of the couple upstairs and was about to call out. Okay. But after listening for a moment, I thought it would be ruder to interrupt. I mean, probably. So I decided to just sit and wait. Then I discovered you fell asleep. All of a sudden, I realized how exceptionally lonely I was feeling. And I just really wanted to be near someone. I didn't want to wake you. I just sat down here, hoping you wouldn't mind. I mean, that's kind of a problem. Is there no option for there's a problem? Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. I understand. I'm glad to hear you say that. Cause what? I assume this isn't your house either. I mean, whose business is that? May I ask how you came to be here? That's a good question. Similar to you, actually. I mean, it's given the same answers, so our story's pretty much the same as yours. Oh? The three of us were out hiking longer than intended. I feel like that's a little bit more specific than wandering the woods. If I just said wandering woods, she might think that I'm talking about, like, I don't know, what do people go out and wander the woods for? It doesn't matter. Then this blizzard took us by surprise too. Next thing we know, we were in the middle of this storm. I see. Do you really? Came on so sudden, and there was nothing about it in the forecast. Yeah. There's something particularly foreboding about it. The worst I've seen in some time. We just have to wait it out, however long that'll be. Yes. If I may ask, what is that you have there? I don't know, what do I have? Is that a book? I picked it up at a general store. Oh, Dollar General store, probably. Myths and Legends of Blackbriar and Beyond, collected by Argyle. It's okay. The clerk said it was some local tales in it. I guess it's some spooky legends compilation. Let's say local tales. I see. I had a quick look through, not sure how interesting it is. Not sure how wise of a purchase it was. That's a shame. Is it really? What are some of the tales? Now let's see. There's Aria Unending and Her Many Children. Looks like that's our only story. I'm not very fond of children. The Reverse Man Wolf, Charles Bellamy. That sounds like possibly the silliest thing ever. Well, cheesy. Sound more judgy than I am. Farmer Stanwick's Haunted Shotgun. I was mistaken. Tragic Tale of Leith Winters. Oh, that sounds interesting. Could I ask you to read a little of that to me? Sure, why not? Oh, okay. There's a lot of reading in this one. I did not know that. I'll try to, be aware of that next time. They say that Leith Winters was born under a cursed moon, that her mother didn't survive giving birth, and her father couldn't survive without his wife, that Leith herself barely survived the orphanage she ran away from, much less the life of prostitution she fell into afterwards. Oh. They, in this case, were the townsfolk of Trailsend, a small settlement the bordered woods Leth lived in, and they had largely forgotten that everything they knew about Leth was all born from rumor and gossip. Leth never spoke a word to dispel the beliefs. I feel that, Leth. Let people think what they want. Okay, I should have done some kind of like content research about this. Okay, hopefully that's as bad as it gets. All right, next page. She never spoke a word at all while she was in town. It was unclear whether Leith was born or mute or became so out of the trauma she experienced. And with her being unable or unwilling to confirm or deny said trauma, the assumptions eventually became accepted. Trailsend wasn't without its eccentrics and outsiders. Even with the intrigue, Leith would have been dismissed as an odd but harmless recluse if it hadn't been for her appearance. Despite being unkempt, she was strikingly beautiful, with dark, deep eyes, ruby red lips, and exquisite, if generally a little grubby, skin. The attention she drew from the sons and husbands of Trailsend did not go unnoticed by the womenfolk. I don't think I have to read all this, but this is actually really, this is a really interesting story, and I'm invested. Leth herself was not unaware, being careful to not cause or attract any trouble whenever she was in town. She would trade the seeds, berries, and other things collected in the woods and manage to coexist peacefully with Trailsend and its inhabitants. Early one autumn, the more keen-eyed among the town gossips noticed this figure changing. Speculating she was with child, Leth found more and more unwelcome attention fixated on her with each trip to town. Over town, it became apparent that Leth was indeed pregnant, and talk spread like wildfire through the town. Speculation as to the identity of the father was a topic on everyone's lips. Every woman suspicious. I can't say that word all the time. Every woman suspicious, and every man suspect, which, true to form, Leth did nothing to quell, making no attempt to provide any answers, ignoring any and all attempts at inquiry. Oh, so I think this is just to wait out the storm. You know what? Let's see how long it takes to wait out the storm. I'm not even... whatever. Okay. So the people came to their own conclusions. Some said it was obviously woodsman Danthers, as there was no one from the town who spent more time in the woods than he. Others suspected Mayor Rigby, who was known for his less than scrupulous behavior. Even others, Father Nathaniel, who was inversely known for being nothing but scrupulous. The less gracious of the gospelers opined that Leth was by bandits, which, of course, I don't know which words I can say that won't get me banned. So if I'm saying words and you know how to read them, you got where I'm coming from. All right. She brought on herself by living alone without the protection of a husband, and then there were the overzealous among the population who were convinced Leth was carrying the child of none other than Lucifer himself. Okay. The idea was largely dismissed, at least at first. Leth was already becoming unpopular under the weight of so much suspicion, but then things started going around town. Strange accidents, spoiling food, lame animals, all with a frequency that made it increasingly impossible to dismiss as coincidence. It wasn't long before the townspeople started believing that they were cursed. Then they quickly concluded who the source of the curse was. Next time Leth visited Trailsend, the people made it clear in no uncertain terms that she was no longer welcome. Sounds a lot like the Scarlet Letter. With a little bit of Pride and Prejudice. You know what I mean? All right. Exiled and friendless, Leth did her best to brace for the trials ahead, but nothing could have prepared her for the harshness of the winter that was to greet her and the newborn. The little the woods offered her was soon under the unrelenting snow. She did as best as she could with what she had. Her incredible resourcefulness and resilience brought her much further than many others. But without any support, the unfamiliarity of motherhood took its toll. After all the years of prevailing against the odds, this was one situation that she wasn't going to survive. If not for her child, she may have resigned herself to her fate. Desperation eventually convinced her to seek help from those that hated her. The journey to town usually only took an hour or so, but with the snow both hampering visibility and restricting movement, the sun was settling well before Leth reached the town gate. The darkness that followed was the blackest in memory. Of pure determination and perhaps some miracle, Leth made it to the village, clutching her child to her breast. To Leth's dismay, she found all the public places were shut. The tavern, the lodging house, even the church was dark and silent. She would have to turn to the residence. Leth went from house to house, knocking on doors and windows. Those that actually opened their doors either immediately slammed it in her face or berated her for bringing the curse upon them. Door after door, she was shut. Give me a second. Door after door was shut to her. Realizing that no one would be willing to give her quarter, she started to hold out the small bundle of blankets instead, pleading with her eyes to just save her child if they weren't willing to save her, but none would. Fear and suspicion had left the townspeople as cold and callous as the winter consuming them. Finally, with the last door closed to her, Leith staggered to the town square, wailing hopelessly. Okay. The desperation and animosity and biting cold exhausting her completely. Knowing her end was near, she filled her lungs with what would be her last breath and screamed into the night with the last of her strength. Let her in. Okay, am I gonna have to read this whole book? I don't mind. I'm just wondering for y'all, because I will. I definitely will. Okay, let her in. The whole town heard the cry, even above the howling wind. Then all was silent. An unnatural, eerie stillness fell on the town. No one slept that night. All were uneasy and disturbed. When light finally returned in the morning, they found the snow had finally stopped. They had stopped falling for the first time in weeks. Slowly, people started venturing out of the safety of their homes. Then they found exactly what they were expecting. Let's body frozen solid, hunched over, protecting her child. Nobody dared touch her, even to discover the fate of the baby. Finally, Father Nathaniel arrived, and after pushing through the crowd, rushed to Lace's side. With a great effort, he pried the bundle from Lace's petrified grasp. The blankets cracked from the cold as he unwrapped them. There was nothing inside. Everyone was terrified. Over the coming days, speculation ran hot among the villagers. Had anyone actually seen the child? Did anyone see a face in the bundle desperately offered at their doorstep that night? Did it even exist? The father attempted to bury Lith in the cemetery, but the people, now more convinced of a curse than ever, wouldn't let him. A mob seized the body, took it out of the town, and burned it. What? Horrified by everything that had transpired and the people's behaviors, Nathaniel left Trail Sand not long after, shaking the dust from his feet as he went. 3 months passed, and disturbing events began to fade from the collective consciousness, even though at night people would often hear scratching and knocking at their windows, but finding no one there on inspection. It was easy enough to dismiss on the windy nights, much less when all else was still. Then children started going missing, mysteriously and without a trace. One at first, then two within a few weeks, then the Danders twins disappeared a month later, then another and another. By the anniversary of Leth's death, there wasn't a single child left in Trail Sand. Sick with grief and fear, the population quickly dwindled until finally the last few remnants abandoned Trail Sand, leaving it to ruin. The exact location of Trail Sand is lost to time. The towns and cities of Blackbriar aren't short of mysterious happenings. It is entirely possible one of them is built on the long deserted remains. So if you find yourself in Blackbriar on a dark, snowy night and there's a knock on your window, it may not just be the wind. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay, I'm just testing this sound real quick. All right, we're good. All right. Oh. Let's put the book down. That was quite a tale. It was. It was. I honestly can't figure out how to get these people to talk on their own. See, there's like a voice volume right here, but I don't know if that's my voice. It doesn't even matter. It's okay. Okay. I'm gonna save this real quick. Alright. That was quite a tale. Let's continue. Dude. Yeah, I thought I wasn't tripping. What? What? There was a knock at the window. You didn't hear anything? You didn't? I'm stressing out. Okay. I swear, something knocked. Perhaps it was just the wind. No. If you're trying to frighten me, it won't work. Okay, there is like There's really an echo in here, and I just yeah, there is an echo. I can't. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can't read correctly with like hearing myself, so I'll just kind of like pull this out and then put it back in type deal. You know, anyways, if you're trying to frighten me, it won't work. I don't scare easily. I'm not. Your breath cold, girl. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. 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 I'm not looking at the window. I'm not looking at the window. Not looking at the window. I'm not looking at it. Oh. You know, I love horror things, like scary things, uh, but I don't like being scared, like IRL. That's why I like horror games are the best for me, because like horror movies don't scare me, but the horror games, that was letter in. That's the end. Ah, I think I dragged that out a little bit more than it needed to go. But we got 30 minutes out the way. Oh my goodness, that was actually a really good story. I didn't even. I'm definitely doing more of these, as in like indie games that I'm doing on the line, on Twitch and all of that. I'll do like more indie games and stuff because that's what I intentionally that's what I wanted to do um a time back. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do some time ago, but it's it's it is what it is. You know, I tried to get into some games that I was really bad at, and I just ended up like trying to stream them and stuff, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it to be. And I'm aware there's like nobody in chat or anybody watching or anything, but you know, if anybody comes through and tries to watch, I don't know. But I am doing indie games. If you have any suggestion, I get them from Itch.io, which is, you know, a site, one of the sites that were specifically for indie gamers. Well, indie gamers, indie game developers, and such like that. All right, now I only have a Mac, so my computer is going absolutely bananas. I don't like my face this big. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that face was just like way too big. Anyways, so there's that. Um, I'll do another indie game soon. I'll get to my streaming for my art. So I was doing like the physical art stuff, but I really want to get back to my 3D art and video editing type deal stuff. So it's kind of a year. Like I'm really excited for this year. It's like a lot going on and each exciting, you know, as opposed to last year. You know, last year there was a lot going on too, but this year I've done like a lot of self-discovery, a lot of finding myself. So, well, this year has been like upcoming 2022. So yeah, I took some time to find myself this year, and you know, I got TikTok, I got this, and I got some other things that I've been working on that I just zip goes the pocket or whatever. Yeah, that's me, Basic Shara, Vibrant Strange, and I'll see you guys next time, I guess. All right, peace.